Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. I'm back. I've moved from San Diego to Denver. This is my Denver location. The bookshelf behind me I think looks pretty neat. I'm going to be filling that with various things like I used to have in my old bookshelf. We're still unpacking. They are in a box somewhere in the garage at the moment. Yeah, I'm trying to get used to the cold, dry air of Denver. As you can tell, got a bit of a sore throat from that. I don't think I'm actually sick, but it's certainly making me feel sick. Uh, yeah, we're going to try to make it through this video. I've chosen Fibble as the bonus game today because I think it shouldn't take too long, and I'm going to keep this video a little short because I'm recording it a little bit late. So let's start with lying because Fibble lies to you. All right, we got nothing from that. Okay, so this game, Dordle, by the way, you're just guessing two wordles at once, and every guess you make, it'll give you the clues for both. So nice and easy game. Let's do stare here. Okay, so this left word has a T somewhere and an E at the end, and this right word has a T, R, and E somewhere. So I think the right word is probably an ER word, so we should find that out sooner rather than later because there's a ton of ER words. We know there's a T, which you'd think it would narrow it down. It doesn't narrow it down all that much, but if I guess something like voter, OER is the worst trap, and especially OVER is really bad. So if we find out that there's a V or not, that can really help. W is also really bad for OER. So I think this is a good guess here. All right, it's not ER, so we can breathe a little easier here. Well, not me because I'm stuffy, but all right, this left word is getting more interesting. We have an O second, an E at the end, and then there's a T somewhere. If the T were here, what would we be doing with the third letter? I would think STE, but there's no S. Oh, it could be UTE. We could do OUTE, like route, but there's no R. I'm honestly not sure there's another word like that. So maybe not. All right, the other option is starting with T. I feel like this might have more options. Could be T-double-O, but I don't think that helps. Where T is toop a word? No. Toos. Okay, let's think about the right word then. We have an E and an R and a T still. That's it. So probably a T-R-E. That's my guess. What would I do with that? Huh. I can't do double E. EU doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I can't do double E because there's no E in the fourth or fifth spot. I could do TER. Does that help? Or I could even do like ER and then like T later on. Birth. I think it's birth. Oh, wow, it's not. Okay. And we learned nothing. Well, we learned that it doesn't go ERT. Whoa. Okay, so T is first or last. We could move the ERT to be like that. Something, something ERT. Why is this so hard? I thought of inert, but you know, that's obviously not it. There's no I, there's no N. Did we learn anything about this left word that might be helpful? We know it's TO now. We know the T doesn't go forth. So that actually, can I think of a word that does that? Like toque or to, I don't know. Toque, like this. Yeah, that's a word. Okay, I think isn't that the hat, the Canadian hat for winter? All right, I'm really thinking ERT now. There's no U. So, oh, exert. Oh, no, R isn't fourth. I knew that from stare. Oh, no. Okay, well, we got to get it right now. I'm thinking it's got to be like something R-E, something T. There's not another E. So we're just putting an E in the middle and we're putting a bunch of consonants around it. Crept. And I hope it is crept. It is. Okay, didn't fail. That was really tough for some reason. I just wasn't getting the letters I needed, I guess. Toque is tough, of course. We've had that before. You can see it's purple. I had to look it up last time. Crept. Yeah, it's just a weirdly formed word. You're either going to get it or not. Cool. Well, let's move on. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to save my voice here, but toque and crept as our start. Ooh, look at the bottom left. Bottom right's pretty good too. I'm just going to look at these two top words that just have an E at the end. It's a good excuse to get new letters, including probably the A and the I. I'm thinking AI and then E at the end. Maze came to mind, but I really don't need that Z. There's got to be something better. Why can't I think of anything else? Maybe we change this up a bit. Maybe we just go with alive. I think alive is good. Still gets the A and the I. L and V are, I mean, V is not amazing, but it's also not that uncommon. So let's go for it. Okay. What did we learn? We learned that both the top words have an A in them, and they both have an L in them. So I'm thinking the top right has the L in place there, has an E there, and then there's an A after the L. Like blame. What else? What should I do? Bottom right has 4 of the letters. There's an R and an L, and neither of them go second, which is really strange, actually. I think it's lurch. It is. Okay. Bottom left, we got an H. So is it like a PH word? PH. And then like an E. Ooh, could it be an ER word? Like hyper. Yes. Okay, nice. Top left, where's this L go? I think it's going to be an ALE word. So not scale, but something like that. Actually, we've eliminated A from the start, which is kind of nice because I was thinking about like A something ALE. But I really do think it's going to go ALE now. I just have to think of what the word is. Not whale. It's not scale. Well, I thought it might be ALVE, but there's no V. But could it do this? You know, not that I see. Well, why don't we think about the right word then? LAE. I thought of blame. Why don't we just do blame and see where that takes us? And then we might have to do a filler. Ooh, okay. So what are the actual options here? I thought blame was it. Oh, flame, of course. Is it just flame? I feel like it is. Okay. Ooh, and the left word starts with F. That's really lucky. It's false. Okay. I was right. It was ALE like that. Okay. Cool. Well, I had one guess remaining, so that's pretty good. All right, so that's Quordle down. Let's do connections. We're finding 4 groups of 4. Beethoven makes you think of the the composer, but there was also a movie about a dog named Beethoven, and I'm seeing Willie. Willie is like Free Willy. That was a whale in a movie. We've got Babe, who is a pig in a movie, and we've got Charlotte, who is a spider in a movie. So that's what I'm thinking. But let's see if there's any other ones. Okay, yeah, these are like animal stars in movies. Title movie animals, nice. Okay. Got the purple one first. Jerk is a little interesting. Jerk and tug and yank, these are all synonyms. Maybe wrench. I think wrench. Yes, to pull. Okay. This is going very well. So a level and a saw and a hammer can be found in like construction stuff. Save, print, copy, file. Okay. These are menu options. File, find, copy, save, and print are all like computery things. File, these are verbs though. Save, print, find, and copy are verbs. So I think file, like you're going to file down something. I think that fits with tools. Okay, it was actually called tools. All right, we got print, find, copy, save. Shortcut commands. There we go. Nice, perfect game. All right, yeah, not too bad today. I think probably because I knew the animal movies. And then wrench, it really wanted you to put wrench in with the tools, I'm sure. So that could have been bad, but I saw that wrench would work with pool, so that made sense. So that pulled it out of the tools category. And yeah, and you probably want to put file in with the, print, save, find, copy. So neat. I think I did pretty well on that. How'd you do? Let's do Fibble next. Ooh, okay. So the way Fibble works is just like Wordle. So greens are in place, yellows are out of place, grays aren't in the word, but we get one lie. So one of these is lying about its color. One letter always lies about its color. So maybe the D shouldn't be green. Maybe it should be yellow or gray. Or maybe the R is supposed to be green there. So what I like to do is I like to play in what I call hard mode, which is to only guess things that could be the answer. But I could start by doing DRI because that would mean that the R was lying and should be green. It's unlikely, but we could just, it still is technically possible. So if I do something like drill, maybe there's something better, but I think I will go with drill. Normally I wouldn't do double letters, but double letters in Fibble can be really nice because they can catch a lie because there's certain colorings for double letters that's not possible. So let's do drill and see what happens. The R is actually, ooh, okay, so this is great. This is what I call an X-wing, which is from Sudoku, but what that means is we know there's one lie in the first word, in the first guess, and we know there's one lie in the second guess. And we know that between these two guesses, there's a lot that one of the D's is lying and one of the I's is lying. So that means either this D is lying and this I is lying. That's one of the lines of the X. Or this D is lying and this I is lying. That's the other. So you can sort of imagine an X shape being formed by those two options. So we either don't have a D and the I's in place, or we do have a D first and there's no I. So I'm not sure which is which, but what we do know is that all of these have to be correct because that's all the lies that we get for those two. So I could test having an I third. That seems more likely than starting with D just because I is more common. So the R needs to go somewhere other than second. I could do an IER word. Can't do flyer. I can't do fryer because we can't put R second. So maybe there's not anything left for that. Can I do IR something? Or maybe I can start with R, but IRE is probably good. So we could do a fire. That's pretty fun. Let's try that. Okay. So this is kind of reinforcing our idea that this I is correct. So we're just gonna run with that now. We're gonna say there's no D. And if it's wrong, then we'll find out eventually. And I'm thinking the R is not lying, and I think we do I and an IRE. So we just need to find two more letters to put before that. What can I do though? Maybe not. I was thinking there'd be plenty of words like this. Okay, so the other option is the E's not lying. Maybe the R is lying and it goes somewhere else. I do like an RI word or something. Huh. I'm not seeing a word like that. What like this? I really want to do choir, but I can't. Choir doesn't work. I could do AIR if this A is lying. Does that help? Like fairy, dairy. Come on, there's got to be one left, right? Mary, I don't think so. Wary, I don't think so. Those aren't spelled that way, I don't think, is what I mean. Can't be Cairn. Cairn would be fun. There's no N for sure. Harry. There we go. And it was the answer. Oh, nice. Oh, that was a good solve. It took a little bit, but it was a good solve. Nice. And I believe these could have all been the answer. So neat. All right, let's do polygonal. Man, you can tell my voice is kind of going. All right, so polygonal, the way this game works is we have these symbols, and they are colored, but if you're colorblind, the symbols also match the shapes. And so what this is telling us is we're guessing a 6-letter word here, and the slots that have the same shape and color above them, shape or color, they match up. The ones with the same shape above them are the same letter. So if I put an S here, I need to also put an S there. And I think that is what I'm going to try. So maybe I'll try double E or double O here. Maybe double O, like spoons or something. This game does have plurals in it. So yeah, let's try spoons and see what that gets us. All right, and the clues we get are exactly like Wordle. So that means that we have one O in the word because this second one is gray, and this O goes somewhere else. So because we know the O doesn't repeat, we also know it's not in this green spot in the diamond. So it's not in the triangle, it's not in the diamond. So I think it's going to go second, probably, which means we probably need a double consonant here, like double L, for example. Now we have to think of a letter that this could start with and end with. So maybe we're like an ER word. Are we roller? No, but I placed the O and the E correctly now. I just haven't found the 2 repeated digits. Maybe D? Dogged? No, but I got the D right. What else repeats here? Okay, Q, no. W, no. Dotted. There we go. Yeah, okay. Nice, got it in 4. All right. Hexpert solve. I don't know if I was actually in Hexpert, but that was a Hexpert solve. So it gives us a little breakdown because I have Polygonal Plus. It gives a little breakdown of 135 possible words, 49 ordinary, 86 uncommon. A lot of ED words, a lot of ER words, a lot of so the things that I tried were the most common things. So that's good to know. All right, let's do the mini. So the mini is the same, it's just it's a 5-letter word. And so this letter repeats and nothing else does. We are going to do Hexpert. Hexpert should be on here. Hexpert is the name for when you have hard mode on and expert mode on. It's the official name of having both on. So maybe we try an E here. That might be fun. Like nerve. Oh wow, the RV is correct. So what goes in this repeated spot? An A? Like larva? Nice. All right, nice and quick there. All right, 381 words match, which is actually pretty small for the 5-letter mini. All right, cool. Let's do Symble. So Symble is a little bit more complex, but I always start with blaze. So let's go over what this means here. So notice the symbols that are appearing aren't over the letters, but they do correspond kind of to the letters. The problem is we don't know which is which. And if you play this daily, you're going to get different symbols and colors than me as well. But moon means something. The purple moon means something. The orange cube means something. And the red infinity sign means something. But we don't know what. We have to fish that out. What they could be is they could mean gray, like in Wordle, which means that corresponding letter. So like, let's say this moon was gray. That would mean there's no B or L in the word. Let's say the moon was yellow. Or let's do green first. If the moon meant the green, like in Wordle, then that means the B, L are there in place, just like Wordle. Yellows work differently though. If they're yellow, that doesn't mean that the BL goes somewhere else in the word. It means a different letter in the word goes in those spots. It's as if blaze were the answer and we had made the actual answer, we had made that as a guess, then this is coloring that answer. It's a very confusing way of putting it. That's technically what it's doing. But a good way to think about it is we have in this, like if this moon were yellow, then in this first spot, we would have an L, A, Z, or E. And just with repeat letters, it gets a little complicated. But anyway, so we got one of each symbol. And the reason I use blaze is the B is pretty uncommon and the Z is very uncommon. So we're going to assume that this, so normally if we got one of a symbol, we would assume that it was the green because that's the least common thing to get. But I'm not going to assume Z is green. So I'm going to assume that this is the yellow or the gray. And that's the advantage of using uncommon letters. So I'm just going to go by commonality. And I'm going to say we have AE in place. And then I'm going to say that this Z is probably the yellow then. Meaning that we're probably ALE or ABE. Because B is second least common. So that's, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between yellows and grays, to be honest. But we got to pick one. So I'm going to do an ALE word. Why don't we do scale? Oh my gosh, I got it in 2. Oh my gosh. As you can see, I don't get it in 2 very often. That's my 8th 2. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I talked it through. This is where the blaze start shines. I honestly don't think it's the best possible start, but I think it's a fun way to start, especially if you're playing in hard mode, where you're trying to always guess a possible answer. It's the only way you're getting it in 2 is if you play hard mode. Anyway. Cool. Well, that was a good solve too. I like that. Let's do Fusele. So Fusele, I always do this last because what Fusele does is it has a different twist for every guess you make. And there's 2 versions of Fusele. We do both. This is the regular one. And in the regular one, you know ahead of time what all the twists are going to be. So let's go over them. In this first guess, we're not allowed to use E, G, J, Q, R, or T in our guess. You can see that they're red on the keyboard right now. We're just not allowed to use those. In our next guess, we're not going to get yellows. Yellows will show up gray. So greens will be correct, but we won't know if the other ones are yellow or gray. Very hard to get info out of that one. This one, the coloring is inverse, so it's just like how I described in Symble. We're going to get blue instead of yellow. So green and gray work the same, but if you get a blue, that means a different letter in the word goes in that spot. Here, this is like Fibble. We played Fibble today. One of the colors will be a lie. Here, we have incognito tiles. So these 3 tiles that are grayed out, we're not going to get any info about whatever we guess there. And then this last one, our guess can be anything but a real word. So we can't get the correct answer there, but we can do a really, really nice filler word to get information. And then this last one, we just have to get it right or we lose. So otherwise, it works just like Wordle. I'm going to start with scale because that was the... Oh, I can't start with scale. I'm going to start with scaley because scale was the answer to the symbol. All right. So we know that it starts with S, and then these are grays, so there's no C, A, L, or Y in the word. Now here we're only going to get greens, so we can start with S. Let's see. What's like the most common thing? There's a lot of letters that can go after S, but let's try SH, I guess. Or ST. T is very common. I don't know. Let's just go with stink or something. All right. So what this means is of course, we knew the S would be green. What this means is that these letters don't go in these spots, but they could still be in the word. So maybe I'll do like an SH. Maybe we'll do like a show. I was going to say shown, but I know the N isn't 4th. How about shout? Because I still think there might be a T in the word. All right. So we didn't get any blues on this one. So this was just normal. So there's no H, O, U, or T in the word. Now we're going to get a lie, which is going to be a little annoying, but we could do something like snipe. All right, so one of these colors is a lie. Unfortunately, the S isn't the lie. So the I or the E is the lie. We could just assume the E is supposed to be green, but we're only going to get info from these 2. And I don't think I have enough to solve this, especially because of the lies. So I'm going to do a filler here, and I'm going to get as much info as I can out of the 2 letters that are here. So I think I want to try an E and an I, which can maybe, hopefully, one of them will be gray, and that'll tell me what the lie was. So if I do like an ER word and I put an I here, we can do like infer. We don't get any info about the N, F, or R, so it doesn't really matter what we guess unless we're going for the answer. E is green there, which means that wasn't lying. I is gray there, which means that was lying. So what we know is there's an S here and there's an E here. Now I want to think about what this could be so that I can test that in this word here, because I'm not allowed to guess a real word, which means I can't get the answer anyway. So it could be an ER word. That's definitely possible. There's a lot of those. What would the second letter be, though? I think it would have to be something like sever. So sever is definitely possible. It's showing up red because that's a real word and I'm not allowed to guess it. But I think what I want to do is I want to guess an E here to see if that is a SE word. I might guess two E's. I think these are good places to put them because if there is an E, it's going to be in one of those two. Another E, I mean. Then we want to test if there's a V somewhere. Might as well stick that there. And then maybe we test for the R at the end. And maybe just another common letter. N is very common. But we know N isn't fourth, but that doesn't matter. I'm thinking about an N anyway. I really think it's sever, but I'm just going to put N here. Okay, yeah, we've confirmed it's sever now. It's the only option. Nice. So I got the answer here, but I wasn't allowed to guess it. But yeah, this helped a lot. Okay, cool. So now we're going to do what's called the blind Fusele, which is the same game, but we don't know what's coming up. I didn't really use, I kind of used what was coming up because I knew I would do fillers near the end. So I could be a little bit more brazen early on. But all right, so we're starting with a similar twist here. We can't guess F, A, F, H, L, T, or V. So we can't do sever because there's no V. Or we're not allowed to guess the V, sorry, no, because there's no V. So what could I do? So I could do sewer instead of sever. All right, so there's an R somewhere. I'm gonna try it second. Now this one, yellow and green are ambiguous. So we'll know what letters are in the word, but we won't know where they end up. But I'm just gonna get as many good letters as I can. How about like something like train? Get some good letters in there. Oh wow. So all of these letters are in the word. It's just not train. They could be anywhere other than the R being last. This one we have to repeat a letter. So is there a possible way to repeat a letter and actually go for an answer here? Seems unlikely, but yeah, I don't think so. What can I do then? I could do something like crack. I test the R here, I test the A here, and I have to use a double letter. So it'd be nice to do a double T actually to try to find it. Is there, oh, I could do trade. Wait, trade is possible and that repeats. Okay. It could have been trade. All right, T-A here. The R and the I do not go like that. So I think it's tiara. Oh, I could have done tiara. Darn. Okay, tiara and 4. I didn't think of tiara. Trait was absolutely possible though, so I don't mind. Cool, tiara, nice. Well, that's it. Those are the daily games for today. I hope you enjoyed them, and if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.